What's up, you guys? It's Dito D. I wanted to take a second to say I'm very thankful for the 365 subscribers that I have right now. I'm really happy that you guys decided to click on that button, and we're going to keep it going and try to bring you some strong videos and some good entertainment. Today, I wanted to talk about the new Superman movie coming out. As everyone knows, we have a new Superman movie on the horizon that's coming out in July. Some people are excited for it. I haven't really heard too many people outside of the internet talking about it. I've had a couple of friends mention that they're probably going to go see it. But Cinehouse on X Twitter, as I call it, he put out a notice about a possible Superman boycott. Now, personally, I don't feel like a boycott is necessary. I don't know if this movie has too many people excited outside of what we've seen on the internet. And a lot of that is just pretty much Snyder antis. People who spent a lot of time trying to get the DCEU, the early parts of the DCEU changed. And so it seems a little redundant and unnecessary to be trying to boycott a movie that probably not a whole lot of people are waiting to see. It seems like it's only the James Gunn fans that really want it. I myself don't plan on going to the theater to see it. I'm sure I'll see it eventually, but I don't know if I'm going to run out and buy a ticket for it. From what I've seen so far, there's been no real impact. The trailers have been kind of lackluster, like a lot of other things that have been coming out of DC lately. And so I'm just not driven to run out and see this movie at all. What's funny to me about the whole thing surrounding the movie is all the people talking about they're finally getting some kind of hopeful Superman or this hopeful Superman, hopeful. And it just kind of seems like some kind of a joke. I mean, what does it really mean, a hopeful Superman? I mean, do they just want a happy, smiling Superman throughout a whole movie? They didn't get that in the trailer. From what I seen in the trailer, he was pretty down. He wasn't smiling at all. And when it comes to hope, I don't really think you could highlight hope without first highlighting despair. You know, if Superman doesn't believe he's in trouble and the world doesn't believe they're in trouble and only Superman can save them, then smiling isn't going to do anything, other than just look goofy, like some kind of crazy person walking around with a cape, It's going to look kind of cartoonish. And like I said, from the trailer so far, everything that he's been doing looks kind of glum. People claim that Henry Cavill Superman was a brooding Superman, whatever that means. They claim that he just walked through the movie down all the time. I mean, anybody that paid attention to the movie knows that there was nothing really happening throughout the movie to give him a reason to be cheesing. He was just like a regular guy. And that's kind of what you want from a Superman. I feel like personally in the movie Welcome to the Planet, that line and his reaction to it, that was very uplifting. And that's how the movie ended, Very hopeful, very hopeful. I mean, he was very hopeful up against the world engine. He was very hopeful in the Justice League when he was up against Steppenwolf, and he didn't have to smile. He just showed up. Just being there, just from him being there, everyone else felt better about the situation. They felt like there was hope now. And that was great. He didn't have to be a cartoon character. He was just human, which he's not a human, and to see that come out of him, that's what you want from Superman. You just want him to seem like, another person that could understand the gravity of a situation that you would be dealing with because you don't have superpowers. When you see that, that's when you really believe. And that's what it's all about. The people that are pretty much the most excited for this movie, they like to claim that Zack Snyder fans aren't DC fans. But how could they say that? I mean, they stayed watching the movies even after Zack Snyder left and kept supporting WB. And it just so happened that Zack Snyder portrayed Superman in a way that had been unseen before. And people really liked it. It felt really down to earth. It felt real, you know? It didn't seem like we were pulled into their world. It seemed like they were in our world. And that was awesome. And when I go to a movie, that's what I look for. I look for these characters to be in our world. And for some reason, that's what those people call brooding, which I don't think that's justified at all. They claim that real Superman fans would give the new movie a chance, and they call themselves real Superman fans. But these are the same people that spent the better part of a decade trying to destroy what Snyder was building with Superman. So I don't understand how that makes sense. Why would they come out here and say you have to give all this stuff a chance if you actually like Superman, but they spent about 10 years trying to destroy the Superman that they had? I don't know. It doesn't work out. It doesn't add up to me. It just seems kind of pretentious. And the same way after doing that, I mean, they don't think that that affected WB and DC. I'm pretty sure it did. I mean, they're on the ropes right now, struggling, trying their best to survive. And it's because of what came from those outcries about how everything needed to be changed and needed to follow a certain formula. They were so hooked on a particular superhero movie formula that that's all they wanted. They weren't going to accept anything else. But for some reason, James Gunn, with this upcoming Superman, is not following that formula at all. And those same people are okay with it. It kind of goes to show that it's not even about the complaints they had, because all the same things are still present just from the trailer that we had. It just seems downgraded. We're jumping into a story that isn't an origin story, just like with the Batman. And what you have to do is apply what you know from these characters from the past for it to make sense for the current movie. But if you're building a universe, how can you do it that way? Why would you do it that way? Why would you start off in the middle? Why wouldn't you start off at the beginning and build something up? Because after so many people claim to have a problem with 3 characters being present in the second Superman movie, they have multiple characters present in this first Superman movie that's coming out from James Gunn. And they're just all applause over it. Now, we had the hopeful Superman that they claim they want, and they did everything they could to destroy it. Now we have 3 fan bases that are upset over incomplete stories. Just for the sake of this one movie, you have the Zack Snyder fan base, you have the Reeves-verse fan base, and then you have the CW fan base. They discontinue all these things, and I think people still believe that they're getting the Batman 2. They're not. There's not going to be a Batman 2. James Gunn is doing what he wants to do. He doesn't want anything to interfere with his vision, so he's not going to have 2 Batmans running around. Because like they said before, they don't want people to be confused. Like we had a couple different Jokers, and then suddenly we had another Batman show up, which we kind of felt like that Joker and that Batman would meet at some point, but it doesn't look like that's the case at all. And James Gunn fans, they don't see an issue with any of this. They're okay with it. As long as they can get what they want, they're fine. And that's funny because they claim that the Zack Snyder fans only wanted things from Snyder. But it seems like these James Gunn fans are willing to go against everything they claim they wanted, just as long as they're getting something from James Gunn. Everything that was a former complaint, they're willing to accept from James Gunn. And this is the reason why I don't believe a boycott is necessary, because it seems like the only real group of people that want to go out and see that movie are the people who just so desperately want to support James Gunn. There it is. I mean, that's okay. That's what it is. It's fine. Whatever. If that's what they want, then it looks like that's what they're going to get. It looks very mediocre. It looks, like I said, downgraded. Doesn't look anything like what we had, which was phenomenal, by the way, and just getting stronger as it grew. I mean, it started to turn into Lord of the Rings level superhero movie stuff. So that was great. And that's what we had. But now these people are so thrilled that that's gone. And now they can just get back to getting superhero movies that are the same across the board, which that should absolutely not be the case. Superhero movies should not all be the same. There should be some variation. And we had it, and that's not what they wanted. So WB decided to listen to that, and now they're struggling to, I don't know, get from A to B, it looks like. I don't know what they're doing, but they're struggling. So, that's pretty much what I had to say on the matter. I did want to say once again, thank you again for all my subscribers. I really appreciate all of you taking the time to press that button. And go ahead and check out some of my other videos on this topic about the upcoming Superman movie and tell me what you think. And we'll speak. Take it easy.